hearing your voice.
Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for joining another special edition of the show. Trent, we took a small hiatus, but we are back. You are now listening to the Wrestling Fans Podcast. I'm your host, BangEm South Jason Fastkade. And along this ride, I've got the absolute best in the world today, the man, Trent Williams. The only guy, trust me, the only guy that I know that was on breast augmentation, boob job related incidences for Paige Van Zandt and Alexa Bliss. Definitely more on that later. But Trent, we got a lot to talk about, man. We haven't really spoken in about 10 days, 14 days. And the wrestling world has changed since then. So are you ready, man?
I'm ready.
Let's stop stalling. Let's get right into the show now. Trent, I didn't get to talk with you last week. My thoughts last week around, last week's shows were pretty meh,
Right.
So this week we got a little bit of momentum. The shows were done overseas, I think in London, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I just want to get your thoughts, man. Get your likes or dislikes of where we are now, 4 or 5 weeks out from the next big pay-per-view, Money in the Bank in Chicago. And we're coming off that drastic cycle of Mania, then Greatest Royal Rumble and all the other stuff. So where are you, my bad, as a wrestling fan, a smart wrestling fan, but just a wrestling fan in general?
Well, coming off that smashing success that was Backlash, my thoughts were pretty low. But I think over the last couple of weeks they picked things up, and the Money in the Bank qualifying matches have been pretty interesting to see who gets to go into that. The men's match is pretty much almost finished. Getting all their participants, but the women still have a while to go, so it'll be interesting to see who else makes it into that women's match. Some of the other stuff, I mean, we talked a couple of weeks ago about Lashley and about how we needed to know why he's there. Well, we get this interview, and I don't know what in the world this was. Renee Young asked him about his, who is Bobby Lashley, and he goes on this long tangent about his sisters and stuff, and don't even get, I was thinking it was going to be a 2-parter where we get the next part the next week, and then we don't even get anything. All of it's about his sisters. So it looks like now Sami Zayn's going to bring his sisters on next week, which goodness only knows what could be in store there.
Yeah, so Lashley used to get pumped by his sisters. I get that. But let's look at it from this perspective. I was speaking with a friend of mine, and he was saying, man, I don't know what the heck they're doing right now. I don't know who's cool or who's not, who to follow, who not to follow, who to get behind, whatever. Things like the Lashley interview where he just went on and on about how he got punked by his sisters, or probably didn't want to get in trouble for hitting one of them. What a gentleman. Right. That's storyline. That obviously they're gonna bring his sisters out, and they're probably gonna be they might be little persons like Big Cass brought out. Oh man,
I'll be like a Sapphire or Shelton Benjamin's mom or something like that.
That's exactly where I was going. I wouldn't put it beyond Vince to bring white women out in blackface. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that, stuff like that is a storyline. We got a ton of names on Raw, and SmackDown just stays consistent. Gives you some ups and downs with characters. But if you were a casual fan, man, what would draw you in? What would try to keep your attention for 3 hours? Same questions that we always ask, but where we are right now, how do you feel as a wrestling fan?
I mean, if I was a casual fan, I don't know if there's too much. I mean, I guess you could look at the Ronda Rousey stuff with Nia Jax, but even that felt like very rushed and didn't feel like it feels like they dropped stuff. Like, weren't they supposed to be going with like Mickey and Alexa against Rhonda and Natalia or something like that? And then all of a sudden they drop that and just have this very awkward exchange at the NBC up front thing to make that match. So, which I have a feeling that we're going to end up with Rhonda as champion or Natalia turning on Rhonda.
There you go. So right now, man, heading into the Chicago pay-per-view, your biggest stories are the women in some aspects. I mean, you still have the issue with Roman Reigns regardless, but you got your money. Yeah, nice. Roman Reigns and gender. Yeah. But you still get your Money in the Bank matches. Asuka versus Carmella was announced. Nia and Rhonda, that has to be big. If we are getting another women's Money in the Bank, that's going to change the game again. But Brock Lesnar's not there. Brock Lesnar probably won't be at the pay-per-view. Who's your guy on Monday night? Who's your guy on Tuesday night? That's what casual fans are really asking.
On Monday night, for the last couple of months, it's been Seth Rollins.
It is. It is. And my prediction, I really believe that my prediction will come true, that Burn It Down was created for him to burn Suplex City down. I'm never going to stop saying that. So yeah, it looks like it is Seth Rollins. Sometimes it looks like it's Braun Strowman, but you don't really see where the heck they're going with that, other than him just being, a 10:30 attraction. On SmackDown, and I think this week we finally got the match that we were looking for. But Shinsuke and AJ, they're your top guys. But who is this Daniel? Right? Who is this Miz guy that I see on ETV what is it? E Online, or is it ETV?
Right, yeah.
E, whatever. And then who is this bearded guy with all these yes words on his shirt named Daniel Bryan?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still a fan. On Monday nights, 3 hours is still too much to watch. Tuesday nights are very, very easy. But man, I'm not thrilled with the men's side and the tag team division on Raw.
Yeah, I agree. We have the B team.
Only because the A team was copyright infringed upon if they used it.
Right.
But that's the type of stuff that you're getting, man. Like, you're getting, like, you do have some true tag teams, but the tag team division is irrelevant because we're wrapped up in the Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy thing. And so you're getting new talent that's combined, but what are they really doing?
You're not going to get any good matches with them as champions, because it's more about a character and more about a comedy thing.
It is, and hopefully it brings Bray Wyatt out more than he already was, brings him back to that element where we were, chanting for him to be a face and go up against Roman Reigns before he got his injury. Right. It takes us back to that to build Bray Wyatt back up. But in that time frame, you got like 10 tag teams and only 2 or 3 of them are actually relevant. Mm-hmm. And those other 7 or 8 have names. I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre.
I think they are building them up.
They are, but
little by little.
I just don't see Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I don't know. Like, that sounds like a great 4-way.
Yeah.
But not tag team wise.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Raw, I don't know. It feels like I guess after coming off that hot period of Mania, we're in that, even though Money in the Bank is supposed to be a big pay-per-view, it don't feel like that in some ways.
And I think I've asked you this before, but when you talk about professional wrestling being pretty much 300 to 365 days a year, them not having an off season, are we in the off season right now during the summer leading up to SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think so.
And so with that said, my friend asked me, why do you watch? I'm like, it was that same Avengers conversation that we had, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you got all these Marvel movies coming out, but then you get maybe an Avengers, a Black Panther, a Iron Man, a big release. And I'm like, well, those are the big, those are big 4, big 5. I don't see why people don't watch wrestling. He's like, well, I don't really know what to watch. And I'm like, really, man, it's just to watch. Like, if you're encapsulated by all these different stories and looking at spoilers for different movies and things like that. It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. And the funny thing about it is, even for the monthly pay-per-views, if you sign up for the WWE Network, that's free for that first 30 days, which you might get two live event, 2 pay-per-views in that 30 days. But also you're only paying $10 a month for whatever the next pay-per-view is and the entire library, which I'm not an advocate for the WWE, even though I did plug that very, very well. Let's be honest about that. But no, dude, I just remember, man, when TNA was an upstart company and they would have $10 pay-per-views on like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that.
Wednesdays, yeah.
And everyone would scoff at it, like, man, their pay-per-view's only $10, man. Like they're really begging you to to watch it, but I'm only charging $10. And now you give everything away for damn near free.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, the Monday shows, and we've seen this before, they matter, but do they get off weeks, or are we presented with less than stellar hours of a show? Yeah. Are we getting pretty good go home shows before pay-per-views? Yeah. When Brock and Rhonda are there on the same night, is that an increased night? Or if they're in New York City or LA or overseas or someplace where you're gonna have a big 5 pay-per-view, are those shows better? Yeah. But if they're in Arkansas or the key arena of CVS Allstate Arena, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's like what do you really have there to go on? So if I'm a casual fan, man, I have interest. I probably still watch SmackDown first, but I don't know, man. Like maybe if there's a shorter recap version of Raw, I'd be checking into that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and it's pretty interesting. We talk about it not being that great right now. Well, business-wise, they're probably doing the best because I think they've had one of their best stock days or stock prices or whatever the other day.
Do you follow the stock price of WWE?
I don't really follow it, but if I see reports and stuff, like I follow a couple of people that do that more. They follow more of the business side of WWE than what I care to, do.
Okay.
And they were talking about it on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's the highest that it's ever been. Obviously those happen for any company around big events.
Right.
So this season right here is kind of prime for people actually watching, getting more of the word out, and the stock does go up. Once you go back into a low, it'll go down, but it's not gonna drop. I think it's at what 25 or like high 20s.
Yeah.
I remember when it was around 12.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll ever drop below 20, but you should see some fluctuation. But they're doing really, really well, man. I mean, for a wrestling product to have stock, I think it was laughed at the beginning, but fried chicken franchises have stock, so why not?
Yep. Yeah, and it looks like SmackDown could be moving off USA before long because NBC Universal decided to keep Raw at triple the price, and SmackDown is being let go to open bidding.
Wow. Okay, and that makes sense because it's Monday night. I mean, I think you always have that with the B show.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh, and I've asked you this before. Why don't they have? Well, obviously you want to have a show on network television, but why don't just show it on the network?
Yeah, I agree. Like put SmackDown on the network and let Raw, use Raw as a way to sell the network even more. That you can, hype the matches that are going to be on SmackDown, which are on the network.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I like the business model that they have, where they have a network, but they're still on network cable to remind you that we're still doing these big things.
Yeah.
But at what point do you solely rely on the network? Because I mean, let's be honest, man. Your NBCs, your Foxes, your CBSs, your HBOs, your Showtime. There's also your Hulus and your Netflix that you need to finally pay attention to. That's an additional channel for your big carrier. So I don't know. It'll be something to watch. It'll definitely be something to watch.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, right now on Raw, the things I'm high about are obviously anytime Alexa's on the screen. Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, I like him, but even the last month or probably right before WrestleMania, my like for him has decreased just a bit because they're not doing anything with him.
Yeah, I mean that's what everyone's talking about, or that's why the casual fan says, "All right, why do I need to invest in this one guy? I see that you want me to invest in this Roman guy, but then he gets his ass kicked and he doesn't have a belt. Man, I like that Braun Strowman cat, but what does he do again? Because last year he was beating up the guy that you really want me to cheer for."
Right.
So what is he doing again? But everyone when they tune in on Tuesday nights is like, yeah, that dude with the beard and the yeses all over him, doing that funny little arm motion. I like that guy. Yeah, man.
So it looks like him and Cass are going to be doing their thing again at Money in the Bank.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, at this point, I just wouldn't mind seeing any Daniel Bryan match because they're all creative, man. And I mean, you can who would have thought you would have had a Daniel Bryan Big Cass match? And I mean, even going back to Daniel Bryan and Big Show matches, man, it's just creative. It's not the same match every night, you know.
And some people are complaining, well, it's the first feud back. Why's it got to be with Big Cass? Why can't it be with this internet darling? I'm like, well, I mean, hopefully he'll be around for a while, and you don't want to blow your load all in 1 month and have him have all these dream matches. And the first couple of months, you spread them out.
Dude, when he went up against AJ Styles, I'm like, damn, slow down. Obviously that was interrupted by Shinsuke, but I'm like, man, yeah, you got the green light, but you're rolling. You're off and rolling now. So any match that he has with anybody, man, I think I not only will elevate him if he wins, but it'll elevate the other guy. When he lost to Rusev last week, I mean, the spotlight was still on him. It's like, well, damn. Well, how could he lose? But you advance Rusev Day. Now Lana's back. So now
you also keep Daniel Bryan out of a ladder match, which helps him not get injured again.
Definitely. But he's still your focal point of the show, even down to the opening of the show. I mean, he would come out and still do the yes chants when he was a commissioner. Now he's an active wrestler, but it feels the same. It feels the same.
Yeah.
Everyone who paid a ticket to see SmackDown, wanted to do the yes chant. Now they still can do it. I mean, there's really no drop off.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of months now, and seeing him come to the ring in wrestling gear instead of like a suit or something is still surreal. It's weird to see him back in the ring, even though he wasn't out really that long. It still seems weird.
Definitely. But let's circle. Go ahead.
Well, one thing I want to talk about on Raw that's really bugged me is this Sasha and Bailey thing, because Bailey, I think, said in an interview about how she's happy that this is having a slow burn. I'm like, this is not a slow burn. This is like setting still, rinse and repeat. Like, you can do a slow burn. A slow burn is like the Sting Hulk Hogan feud in WCW, where you can tell it advances some. This just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't compare those two storylines.
She just said she was happy for a slow burn.
Well, no, the only thing I can think of is you're trying to you don't want any of the 4 horsewomen outside of a random press event like they did with Nia, but you don't want them near Rhonda. Right. Like, you already got the other 2 chicks checking into the performance center, so you know where they're going sooner or later. But you don't want them anywhere near Ronda Rousey. Like, you don't want Sasha and Bailey, fighting, and Ronda tries to break them up, and then they accidentally hit her, and you don't want that. So it's a slow burn, but hopefully people won't forget that, hey, these were the 2 girls that really had one of the better matches of the year in Brooklyn and at TakeOver. These girls really are talented, and they should be elevated more than what they are right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird how they had that locker room brawl a couple of months ago, and now they're back friends, and then they'll go where one of them won't come to the ring with the other one, or the other one accidentally hits the other one, but the next week they're friends again. I mean, it's just weird the order it's going in.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Now, let's talk about something that's not weird, okay?
All right.
Alexa Bliss's breasts. Can we do that?
Yes.
So I was under the impression that there's a lot of fake news on the internet these days, right, and that push-up bras were back in season and cutlets were being used, but looks like Alexa Bliss has entered the realm of breast augmentation. Can you speak more about that?
Yes, it appears so. Seemed like she was on Raw a couple of weeks ago and didn't wrestle without her shirt, which was interesting. And also in that match, she didn't get tagged in. It was a tag match. She stayed on the apron the whole time. So that was interesting. And then there was this mysterious injury, which I guess I'm not sure if it was supposed to be storyline or it wasn't as bad as they thought it was. But now she's back and she's in the ladder match. So interesting stuff with Bliss.
Yeah, this is the thing. So she gets beat at Backlash, and she's sitting out there, and people are saying, "Oh, she's injured, whatever." Blah, blah. From what time do you have from then to from that Monday night, right? Like that next Monday night was when they had that big random tag match, right?
Right.
And Nia did the splash on all of them. When did she get, when did she get chest augmentation that day?
Might have been. I mean, I guess it don't take that long to have it. I guess. I mean, it's out in the outpatient surgery. It can't take that long.
I have no idea. I don't know. But yeah, she's a little bit chesty. I don't know. Well, once she takes her shirt off, wow, that sounds terrible. But once she doesn't wrestle,
sounds amazing.
Once she wrestles without a shirt, we'll see if her chest is big as the Iconic brand or the Iconics.
Well, she was on there Monday. I didn't think to look. I was paying attention to the match actually this time.
Crickets. Let's get to someone else though, who is proudly displaying her enhancements. Yes. Paige Van Dam, because that's what I said when I saw these pictures. Paige Van Zandt. Like I want to say this correctly. There's breast augmentation, which I think Alexa had. Right. And then there's a boob job. Yeah. So you're telling me this, and I'm like, Trent, I'm telling you, dude, it's fake news. It's some other chick with Paige Van Zandt's face, and I'm like, it's just not real, dude. And I'm looking at these pictures, and I'm like, oh wow, that's like Paige Van Zandt has side boob. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well,
from no boob to having side boob.
That's the thing. I'm like, nah, she had some kind of chest before, like. There's no way that she's gonna be a MMA fighter with a. And I looked at her what is it, the little press conferences that they had before, and she really didn't have a lot of chest. But now I don't know, dude. I doubt she fights again. And I mean, there's some chicks with fake chests and that fight, but she looks like Molly Homemaker or Molly the model. I mean, she's a petite chick. She's a cute chick. Getting married. All those things make sense. It wasn't like she was a Ronda Rousey in the MMA world. Right. She was on Dancing with the Stars, so her notoriety has risen. And she's a cute chick, man.
Cute. That's an understatement.
I think listen, I'm not a big fan of fake tits, if we can say tits on the show, but
she just had that 2 days ago, and I was still a fan of her before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is me, not you. I thought she was cute. You think she's just adorably gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I'm anxious to see if she gets back in the ring. I'm anxious to see.
I say, why risk it? Throw the UFC career away and go to WWE.
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. Like, I'm going to start following her. I might want to slide into something other than her DMs. Nicely done. But that was a shocker, dude. That was definitely a shocker.
Yep.
Okay. So we talked about tasty boobs, and another guy who probably couldn't keep his hands off boobs was Enzo Amore. Mm-hmm. Enzo has been resolved of any accusations.
Well, they're saying the case is closed due to insufficient evidence, which means he still could have done it, but there's not enough evidence to prove that he done it, right? Ain't that what that means?
Yeah, let's get into this though. There's 2 ways that can happen, right? If the chick was 3. But there's 2 main reasons. Insufficient evidence. She's not willing to come forward, or she's not really trying to deal with this anymore. She wants to put it in her past. What good can do?
That's not the case. Because she sent out a statement, and she's very unpleased that this case has been closed.
Well, the other side to that, number 2, is there's possibly a settlement that happened that people don't know about. Maybe she got some hush money to keep it quiet for a while and to let this go away. Because what good could come out of this? How fast could something good come out of this versus more harm being done before we get to the good?
Right.
Now, as it relates to an NFL player, check this out. So a guy that came out of college as like a top 10 draft pick. His girl, not his wife, but his girl accused him of domestic abuse.
Right.
And he was just destroyed for a while, dude. A while. And the team sided with him, the NFL sided with him because they believe that, hey, not all sides have been heard here, blah blah blah. This went on for at least a year, dude. If I'm not mistaken, maybe just since the off season. The chick admitted under oath that she lied.
Right.
So listen, man, you get these kind of situations that may help or hurt a cause. You know, for the chick that said the thing or made the accusations against Enzo, you really want her to be believable and for this to continue so justice is served. But for the chick that lies, you ruin any other accusation made by someone else on any public figure, right? Because the football player was making almost like 10 mil a year or something like that. So it's a great area that we're in right now, man. And we've always been there, but the chick lied and said she wanted to ruin him. I'm like, damn, you did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah. I mean, like, if this ain't true, couldn't like Enzo take her to court for like defamation and stuff and slander?
Yeah. I mean, but once again, how long do you want to deal with this?
Yeah,
you know,
true.
like how long do you want to deal with it? How much more hurt do you cause before you get to the good?
Yeah. Do you see him coming back?
Yeah, I see him coming back, man. I mean, like, what, didn't he get a haircut or like a beard shave or something like that? Yeah. And let's be honest, Enzo does look like a pervert. I'm sorry, he looks like he looks like a little
weasel, like a little
yeah. Like the beard helped.
Yeah.
But now it just looks like he'll do your IRS taxes, but he's selling your social security card number. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah.
But I
think going through this experience hopefully it made him mature a little bit.
Well, I would think yes, but the character that he'll play is not going to be a reverse of what he did. Right. Like he's not going to be Shawn Michaels in DX, but with a more of a moral compass, in believing in God. Like, right. He's still going to be cocky, obnoxious, brash, arrogant, all that stuff if he does come back. Which I think he will. I definitely think he will. And it probably won't be. He probably won't have a big of a role as he did when he left, because they were pretty reliant on him in different aspects. But I definitely see him coming back with that music playing and just running off the lines that he did before. At least for one night, man. At least for one night.
And it'd be interesting, what kind of response he would get from the crowd too.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but the cruiserweight division definitely don't need him right now because they're on fire on 205 Live. They're doing great stuff over there.
They're getting back to their essence, man. Like, when you watch the promos for 205 Live, you see people flying in the air. You don't see them putting on chin locks and rest holds and submissions that take 2 hours. You see them flying through the air. So as long as they can stay in that realm, man, I think they'll do fine.
Yes, and I'm gonna do a little transition here because this week on 205 Live, they were in London, and they had members of the UK division on there, which some of those members will be in the 2018 UK Championship Tournament.
Okay, now how is this going to be constructed? Like it was last year, where it was, over 2 days, 3 days, something like that?
Right. So basically, the whole first round is not going to be, well, I don't think it's going to be on the network. It's going to be at that Download Festival.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I think that's toward the beginning of the month. And then like toward the middle or the end is when they'll do the rest of the tournament on the network, and it'll be over 2 days.
Okay.
And the winner of the tournament will face Pete Dunne on the second day.
There we go. That's what I was getting. So not only do you have to win the tournament, but then you got to face Pete Dunne.
Yep.
Man, that's like triple duty.
Mm-hmm.
But do you see the winner of that tournament beating Pete Dunne?
No, probably not.
Maybe getting a rematch in Money in the Bank?
Yeah, or some other pay-per-view.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Would you like to know the participants?
Let's do it. We
have 15 people from the UK and 1 from the US.
How is that possible? That doesn't even make sense.
I don't know.
Okay.
Amir Jordan, never heard of him. Ashton Smith, never heard of him. Dave Mastiff, I've heard of. Big old dude. But says he can move like a cruiserweight, so we'll see. Drew Gulak. That's our American. El Ligero. He's a luchador with a mask. Flash Morgan Webster. He was actually on 205 this week. He was pretty
Okay.
good. Gentleman Jack Gallagher is going to be in the tournament.
Nice.
James Drake, who was in there last year.
Mhm.
Joe Coffey, who is somebody I've heard of. I think he's a pretty big name. Jordan Devlin was there last year. Joseph Connors was there last year. Kenny Williams was on 205 this week, which I wish Kenny Williams and Trent Seven would team up, and their team name would be Trent Williams.
Okay, I got you.
Next one is the guy that I think if he don't win, he's definitely gonna go far, and that's Travis Banks. I think he's the current Progress champion.
Oh, okay, Travis Banks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll Google him. I'll YouTube him.
Tucker, he was in the tournament last year. Tyson T-Bone also in there last year.
Yeah.
And Zach Gibson, who is another one that could possibly win it.
Okay, all right. So we got actual names this time. I mean, we had them last time, but some of them were new and we didn't really know what to expect. But that UK tournament last year, you thought was a real success, right?
Yeah. And all the matches afterwards that we've seen on like NXT and 205, with those UK guys have been just absolutely great.
Well, I've always said this: when you get time, you can build a match. I mean, you can build something that people want to see. Plus, the U.S. crowd probably has never seen these guys or anything like that, and you give them 20, 25 minutes, like they did with Tyler Masturbate and Trent Seven. So if you do it that way, yeah, you'll be money, man. You'll definitely be money.
Yep. Yeah, they Pete Dunne teamed up with Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch this week to face the Undisputed Era, and they had a really great match.
I'm kind of getting back to the era where not even watching Raw anymore, man. And I'm watching SmackDown and NXT. Like, I watched NXT and I'm like, first of all, how are you getting this many matches in and it's only 1 hour? Mm-hmm. Ricochet and Velveteen Dream, they got disrupted by Lars Sullivan, which I hate, but it is what it is.
Have you seen the spoilers?
Yeah, Alistair versus Lars, right?
Yeah.
Not
the strongest.
It's not the strongest, but we've said this before. Any match on TakeOver, with the exception of maybe a couple, any match could headline the show if done properly. If you've done it properly, storyline is worthy. Some just obviously scream opening match, but it's just because like, hey, people know that this is not a continuous feud or anything like that, but they want to see it, like the Jushin Liger match, right? So
with Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, with Tyler Breeze. But yeah, any of those could headline the show. This one, I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, I don't think it is. I think it's going to be the Gargano Ciampa street fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be that. I was hoping somehow maybe a 4-way with Ricochet and Velveteen Dream, but I'm guessing we'll get Velveteen Dream and Ricochet at TakeOver. But it's a lot to go into it, man. They probably won't headline, but it'll be a very good match. It'll give Alistair worthy competition on his first title defense. And, it'll be probably one of the better nights regardless of that match. So be cool.
Yeah. And looks like we're getting Shayna Baszler and Nikki Cross.
Listen, TakeOver is ready, man. TakeOver is easy to do when you come off of just good storylines and you have talent that people want to see and matchups that you want to see and that you get to see and that you don't have to wait 6 months for. You're just gonna go back to back and see what you put out there. So I can't wait, man. Like any combination of Velveteen Dream, EC3, Adam Cole, Baby, and Ricochet, I'm all in. And now you get Nikki Cross and Shayna. Alistair's on there regardless, so I get to sing the theme song. I'm not a fan of Kona Reeves.
No.
I was a fan of Kona Reeves before he was, quote unquote, the finest or pulling this finest gimmick.
Yeah.
I have no idea. First of all, why don't you reject ideas for a gimmick? And then second of all, when they assign it to you, why does everyone look in that same costume bin for the pimp jacket and the chain?
Mm-hmm.
Like when he first came out, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to look at what he's wearing. I'm going to look at him. And I'm like, dude, this could be their chance to because I don't want to be stereotypical, but with the blonde hair, the height, I'm like, maybe they could make him Okada.
All
But
right, come on now,
but
easy now. Don't go that far.
no, just with the rain, not necessarily with the Rainmaker gimmick, but this I don't know what the hell the finest meant and all that other stuff. But I was looking and I was like, all right, well maybe they could try to do some of that, right? Money falling from the sky and all that other stuff. But then he wrestles and he reminds me of like Heath Slater. He wrestles like that. So just not a fan of Conan Reeves. I'm pretty sure they'll change his gimmick again. But we'll see.
Yeah, and it could be one of those things where we don't like it at first, but eventually it catches on.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I was with Elias.
Wait a minute. Everyone knows that WWE stands for
Walk with Elias.
Nicely done. But here's the thing. So you weren't a fan of Elias before he got on the main roster and started doing what he's doing now?
Yeah, not really.
Well, but I only asked why not? Because in NXT, you could tell either he was going to get fired or he was going to the main roster. Like he barely had a match.
Yeah.
So I figured something about this guy was great. I didn't look at him on the indies if he ever came off indies to see if he had 25 moves of death, but
I don't think he did.
Okay, like I figured they were like, listen, we got plans for you. Just ride this out and then we'll put you on the main roster and you'll kind of blossom from there. Right. I didn't expect it to be like it is now. I'll be honest with you there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that much in him, but man, I really like him now. Like, I think he's improved some in the ring and everything.
Yeah. I mean, the gimmick alone works. But it was that time period, right, where we had Aiden English and we had Elias as the singing segments on Raw and SmackDown. And you're like, okay, well, obviously these are copying each other, but where do we go from here? And I think both have grown to, sufficient status.
Yeah.
While we're speaking of music and just jumping all around, do you like Shinsuke's new theme song?
I love it.
Okay. All right.
I didn't think I would like anything more than his previous theme, but yeah, it works.
I like it because it gives him a heelish tone.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the Michael Jackson dancing needs to calm down a little bit because he does look like he's on medication. But yeah, man, and I tried, but I didn't think you would ever get words to that theme, and they did that really, really well. So
they did.
Kudos to Shinsuke for having a new theme song, and I'm pretty sure when he turns back to a face, they'll get rid of that and just let people, chant the hums and stuff like that.
Could, but then again, this music's so cool, it might work with him as a face too.
It does. I just remember. And I'll be honest, I kind of feel bad that the chanting might stop because I for one wanted to see Shinsuke and chant the song. I'm just being honest. Like I got
to do that.
What did you?
Yeah,
that is right.
The week right after he debuted.
That is right. That is right. Columbia. See, I want to be in the crowd when that singing is going on, man. So hopefully, it doesn't diminish that because like you're hearing 20,000 people chant it, but then the rappers is like doing this thing in the background. Right. So it's cool.
And speaking of Nakamura and speaking of Columbia, his opponent that night made his debut on SmackDown this week, Andrade Cien Almas.
With his manager, big face, little body, Zelina Vega. She still looks hot. Imagine when she gets chest augmentation. Holy smokes, man.
It'll be interesting to see where she falls in my top 100 next week.
We're there. Well, so again, the 100th episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast will happen next week. Trent, what do we have in store for people on the show?
The top 100 most attractive or the hottest female wrestlers of all time, or not wrestlers, but wrestling personalities. I have wrestlers, announcers, daughters of wrestlers. It should be interesting.
Okay, are we going one by one, or am I going to say, hey, give me number 35?
Yeah, probably that way.
Okay, all right.
Or like I might do like a quick rundown, like 25 at a time between segments, like when we switch from Raw to SmackDown.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
this will be interesting. This will be very, very interesting. Yeah,
And as we go to our reality news,
let's do it.
is that where we're going next?
Yeah.
A little segue before we go there. Speaking of reality, Casey Catanzaro makes her NXT debut in a couple of weeks.
Okay, so here's the thing. I thought that chick that faced Lacey Evans was the Catanzaro chick, because I didn't know if she's gonna come as Catanzaro. I forgot what the chick looked like. And the chick that Lacey Evans faced was named like Brenda Lauren. Yeah, Brent. What was the name?
Brandy Lauren.
I mean, common, like vanilla.
She was in TNA as Eva Story. If you remember her, probably not.
No, probably not. She
on my countdown though.
She's she's cute. She's definitely a looker.
Lacey Evans not on my countdown.
Nah, Lacey. Lacey, I don't think Lacey Evans is on her husband's countdown. I don't think that can work. Not a fan.
Not really. No. I don't know. I just can't get into her.
What
like,
is she?
I think like she changed her look up like on a house show one time when she was teaming with she was part of a stable with Gunner and Wesley Blake and somebody else.
Yeah, didn't they do like a
going back to the normal like she was?
Yeah, I mean maybe they're building that so that stable can re-emerge, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the whole US Sailor thing or whatever the hell that wasn't working. That wasn't working at all.
No. But Survivor news. We got Survivor news. Survivor's finale is next week. But next season we have John Morrison on there.
As like a true survivor, or is it celebrity survivor?
No, true survivor. Only the second wrestler to ever be on Survivor. Can you name the first one? Female.
Female. Still wrestling today or retired?
No. Tired.
Hall of Fame?
No.
Oh, dang it. Glow? Was she on Glow?
No.
Holy smokes.
Think around 2005.
Stacey Keebler wasn't on there, was she?
No.
No. That chick was on, what was it? Big Brother, I think. I don't know.
He's been on Big Brother.
Who? Kanellis. What was she on?
Maria Kanellis, Apprentice.
That's what it was. Who?
Time's up. It was Ashley Massaro.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, I think like the first or second one eliminated.
Was she on? Was that her claim to fame?
No, she was on WWE first.
What was her claim to fame?
Winning the Diva Search.
Diva Search. That's right. I just mean we're talking about a lot of chesty chicks today.
Yeah. Ashley Massaro, actually, I don't think she made the list.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of tattoos. I don't know. It kind of.
Well, I do have some tattooed girls on there, but
yeah, it kind of. I don't know. Just not my thing.
Yeah. Let's see what else is in reality news. Celebrity Big Brother is returning next year.
Okay.
Big Brother Canada crowned their first. Not their first. Well, yeah, I guess you could say person of color. Although she's, I guess you could say foreigner or I don't know, immigrant or whatever.
What are you trying to say, Trent?
Paris. Well, they said person of color, but she's not. She looks white. Can't tell she's color unless you know who she is. I mean.
Okay, all right.
Her family immigrated from I think somewhere in the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And her name is Paris?
First time on Big Brother Canada, we've had a female versus female in the final two.
Oh, nicely done.
And the female that I think should have won actually did not win. She came in second.
That sucks.
Bitter jury.
Yeah.
And the big one, Amazing Race rumors.
Here we go.
So the rumors for Amazing Race next season is they're doing Big Brother teams, where all the teams will be on Big Brother, or I think there might be one that's like Big Brother and Survivor, but going to be a lot of Big Brother people on next season of Amazing Race. And
I like that because last year you got that carryover, right? Like you had the couple that kind of met on Big Brother but didn't win. It just keeps your.
They did win.
No, but they didn't win Big Brother.
Oh no,
they didn't win Big Brother. So it keeps the quote unquote the cast that you're already paying anyway to be on another show. Brings that target audience over there. Just some added eyes. So and then you'll at least have a couple that you can identify with. So that'll be cool. Is it the entire Big Brother collection?
What do you mean? Not every single person that's ever been on Big Brother.
Well, no, but you're saying
That's a
it's
lot of people.
yeah, no, well, right. But you're saying it's a Big Brother Amazing Race version. So like maybe 4 people from this year's and maybe 2 people from last year's, 2 people from the year before that, blah blah blah, right?
Right. Yeah, they'll
Okay,
mix them up. Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
That means I get a chance to have Nicole back for a couple of months on my TV.
All right, okay, cool. That'll
And
be
another
fun.
girl that I'm a big fan of, Brittany. I hope she makes it on there. She's really funny. She's like snarky and a little smart aleck, but she's funny.
Is there voting for this?
No, sadly not.
Okay.
But what there is voting for is American Idol, which is having its finale this coming week, Sunday and Monday.
Help me out, man. American Idol, that's not the voice. That's the thing that started with Simon Cowell and Randy and Paula, right? Who are the judges? Yeah.
Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan.
Who do you? Where are we with American Idol right now?
We're down to the final 3.
Okay.
The last 2 seasons have been very rushed. They haven't been the long seasons where one goes out each week. They'll have like 2 or 3 go out each week this time.
Oh, damn. Really?
Yeah.
Because that used to be the thing, right? Like one person would get, I mean, just like any other reality show, but that sets you up for a nightly talk show appearance. If you got booted from American Idol, you would talk about your experience on the show and everything like that. Now they're knocking 2 or 3 people off at one time.
Yep. I don't like it that way. I like it when it's 1 a week.
Yeah. I mean, you get to focus on one. Damn, 2 or 3 at a time. Do they start with a larger number? Like, what's the reason?
No, not really. No.
Okay. All right.
I think they started with, well, like after they do like the tape stuff, once it actually went live, I think they started with 14, then they went down to 10, and then 7, and then 5, and now they're down to 3.
Okay. I don't know.
But we're rooting for Gabby.
Gabby
is the girl. I don't know if I've texted you this or not. She's the girl that reminds me of a girl that I seen in a ChatterBait room.
Wow. Wow.
Except she's blonde instead of dark-headed.
And she keeps her clothes on. That's the biggest thing.
But no, I mean, she is good. Like, she's sort of like another Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
I mean, she is really good. Stage presence, performance, looks. She's got it all. Voice, just amazing.
And when she goes home, all you hear in the background is ding, 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 ding. Sorry. Anyway, you said the final 3. What are their what areas are they focused on? Country? Is it pop? Is it R&B?
Gabby is country, sort of rock. Then you have Caleb. He's country, straight all the way country. Like he's I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Scotty that was on there a couple of years ago?
No, I don't remember.
Well, anyway, he's like another Scotty. He's like got a sort of like a deep voice and stuff. And Maddie, she's sort of like a folk singer, I guess you'd say.
Oh, this is different then. Okay, this is different. We'll see what happens. Yep. Cool.
Yep.
But we're riding with Gabby though.
Riding with Gabby.
That's all that matters.
Or Gabby can ride me. You don't want.
You were waiting to get that one in there.
You gave it to me. I had to take it.
All right, dude. Is that it? Oh no. We didn't
all
get to yeah. Oh wow. See how you easily made that transition with your thoughts there, guy? All in. Anyway, okay, so what's going down with All In? What makes this thing so special?
It's I don't know. There's no matches announced.
You just know that it's definitely all Bullet Club.
Yep. And Rey Mysterio.
And Rey Mysterio. I did
and Mr. Mickey James.
Who is Mr. Mickey James?
Nick Aldis, Magnus.
Dude, I don't know why, but I always think that James Storm is her husband. I don't know why I think that.
I guess that's their both country.
I don't know. I guess I don't know why. But dude, have we already gotten Omega versus Cody?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure, and we got the Golden Showers / Lovers versus the Young Bucks. So I don't know what they do, but hey, they said that they were going to do it. The challenge was, man.
There's 2 big things they could do on this show.
Okay, go ahead.
They could have Okada versus CM Punk because there's rumors that he could be there, but Okada would keep the title, or Okada against somebody else like an Omega or somebody, and Okada actually loses the title at All In.
Oh, see, Okay, what is the origin of All In even happening? The challenge was
It
made
was a bet.
like they couldn't even sell out 10,000, right?
Right. It was a bet between, I believe, the Young Bucks and Cody and Dave Meltzer.
So the challenge was you can't even sell like 10,000 seats.
Mm-hmm.
Now you do that. Not sure what the capacity. Where are they holding this at?
The somewhere in Chicago,
Is it
the Bell Center or something like that?
okay. So it's not the United Center, and it's not where they're having Money in the Bank. So
No.
they have a venue, but they got a venue. Let's just say that. Now, yeah, man, I saw the rumors. I definitely saw the rumors. CM Punk. And whoever gets CM Punk in Chicago is a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think you can't have him on the show. Like, you got to prove that you can do it. Yeah, you might get to include Okada, but it has to be just you guys. And you guys put on the show. I don't know. I mean, like, that's what I would think. That obviously you already got people to pay the ticket, so it doesn't matter what you do. At this point.
I mean, they already got the bet one that they can do 2,000, so they can kind of. I mean, I don't know if they plan to do a second one or not, but if they don't plan to do a second one at this point, they can pretty much do whatever they want to.
Yeah. I'm definitely proud of it, man. Because I mean, I think this is what the NWO wanted, right? And I mean, they probably could have did it because they were the entire WCW roster at one point. But yeah, man, All In is gonna be a really big event, so we'll see.
I mean, I think they said it's the first time that a promotion other than WWE has sold out an arena this big that quick since WCW has been out of business.
And I would go on record as saying that, hey, if they booked it, if they scheduled everything, and they're getting a bigger cut of the profit too. So I mean, it can only be beneficial for the Bullet Club, whoever designed this. So good luck to them, man. I think I'm hoping it's going to be a enormous event.
Yeah, I mean, and the people they have that's going to be there is pretty cool. I mean, they got Tessa Blanchard and Joey Janela, and I think probably Joey Ryan, all the top indie guys, like a lot of the top indie guys.
Oh yeah. And maybe New Japan, ROH adds it to their list of pay-per-views. I mean, this could be the start of something.
Yeah, I mean, they said so far they don't have no plans of streaming it anywhere, but they didn't rule it out. So we got until September, so they might find a way to get it on TV or something, or get it.
Oh, it's in September?
Yeah, I think it's like September 1st, maybe.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, man, just think, Cody Rhodes a couple of years ago was just WWE is stardust, barely getting on the card sometimes. Now he's running his own show. Boy, his daddy would be proud of him.
Definitely. But that goes to show you what social media can do for you nowadays, man.
Yeah. And there was a cool video I seen of Dustin Rhodes helping Ronda Rousey out, helping her, teaching her some things. So that was pretty cool.
Dude,
there ain't nobody better that you could ask to help you, learn things than Dustin Rhodes.
Have you seen the house show that she appeared at in the 6-man? And listen, I can't knock anything. It just looks so nasty and so vicious. Yes, she has a little bit of timing issue, but when she does what she does, it almost looks too real. And I mean, it because those flips and the how fast she locks things in.
I got hiccups.
It's just it looks nasty, man. And the nastier it looks, the more real it looks. So I'm excited to see what she can do against Nia Jax. I don't know where they're going with that.
Yeah,
like you said, Natalia.
Somebody said it's two people in there that are pretty green themselves, like Nia. It's not like she's in there with a veteran.
Yeah, and Rhonda's not going to get thrown around the ring like Alexa did.
Right.
So
it might be the best way to just kind of end it pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Is that it?
I believe so.
All right, dude. As always, check your boys out on social media. You can check us out on several social media platforms, starting with Twitter. Our official Twitter page for the show is
at TWF_podcast.
And if you have side boob, let's just go ahead and say this. If you got side boob, make sure that you DM Trent. You can tweet Trent at
MTW3589.
And if you want to make, what was it, cookies or cupcakes she was holding or whatever in a small tea? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the pictures tomorrow and the day after that, and probably the day after that too. Tweet me at BangEm South. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TWF podcast. That's going to have all of the shows out there. Make sure that you like and share and enjoy the shows. but definitely subscribe. On Twitter, follow us. Hack into Paige Van Zant's Twitter account and Instagram account so we can look at more pictures and sell them to the fattening. But it is what it is. With that said, also check out the YouTube channel, The Wrestling Fans Podcast. That will allow you to connect more with the videos. We can have playlists for the prediction shows, the reaction shows, our weekly shows, all of that good stuff, and some of the countdowns as well. But definitely get our views up, comment on the videos, but subscribe. Get our subscriber count up. We know that you're listening. We know that you love the show. So help us out by clicking that subscribe button. Trent, plug your site, man.
My thoughts on prowrestling.blogspot.com. I'm working on this list, although that's on the other blog I have. It's not on that one, but yeah, I ain't working on anything on wrestling front right now.
Okay, but listen, you're still prepping for this top 100 list next week, man, which is going to be an epic show. Episode 100 is next week. Trent will be in rare form. We'll probably have some craziness to talk about. But as always, Trent, it was a pleasure, man. Can't do the show without you, my friend. It's good for us to catch up and reconvene. But I will talk to you next week, my friend.
All right.